I am a criminal. Moreover, I'm an international criminal. To survive, to be able to live on the small amount I have with the conditions I have, I steal power from the sun, which apparently is the property of the electric company. I steal water from the mountains, which is, once again, the property of the water company. I live on land that is publicly owned, free. I grow my own medicines, and all of this is illegal. All of this is not allowed anymore. With my solar panels, I'm supposed to pay a fee for that power. With the water, I'm supposed to pay for what I use. With the garbage that the little bit of garbage I create, because I compost almost everything, even though I don't actually dump it anywhere, I reuse everything, I'm supposed to pay for those services. But the one that I had to work on all weekend that really, really, really bothers me is for my health. My leg and my back are conditions that I created. My colon and my intestines are conditions that the medical profession created. For 2 months, they had me, as you may know if you listened to the first episode, they had me on cortisone shots and injections. They had me on opioids. They had me on all kinds of drugs, to the extent of 50 or 60 shots of cortisone, 2 months of cortisone pills, NSAIDs, together with opioids, together with Oxycontin, to the point that my colon, my larger intestine, stopped working. My stomach was perforated. I lost a large portion of all of that, once again, through these same practices and these same doctors. I found, after I just gave up, after I decided to go to the elephant's graveyard, that I could manage my pain, I could manage my sleep, I could manage everything with acupuncture, with Tai Chi, and with cannabis. Cannabis drops, cannabis edibles, all of which, for some reason, are illegal in the places that I live. I have to recruit friends, special friends who know where I am, who know what I'm going through, to illegally smuggle them to me, because I can't get those legally. I can be addicted to opiates legally. I can take cortisone legally. But I can't grow or buy cannabis drops, medical cannabis, legally. So it makes me an international criminal. On the other hand, none of the doctors that prescribed these things to me had anything happen to them for the damage they did to me and for the fact that my death is partially theirs. I am not against governments and societies. I am not against modern medicine. I am not. I am not a prepper. I have had multiple surgeries. I have lived a full life thanks to the crisis management of Western medicine. But on the other hand, I have prevented numerous things that would have crippled or impacted my lifestyle. And I continue to be able to live today thanks to traditional medicines. Most of what I need on a daily basis, I can procure myself. I can grow on my own. I can prepare myself. But legally, I'm not allowed to. Moreover, even though the pharmaceutical companies have entered into the cannabis market, doctors, when I've asked them to give me a prescription, look at me like I'm a drug addict looking to smoke weed all night. And I don't even smoke. I had to give up smoking before I left for the elephant's graveyard. One, because tobacco is once again something that is controlled, but moreover because it slows my blood, it thickens my blood, it would kill me quicker. It would make my leg absolutely useless. So I'm not talking about, the things that kids do or that I did as a kid. I'm talking about drops to sleep. I'm talking about tinctures for pain. I'm talking about things that are barely affect my brain, but have a great effect on my body and are natural, which means that I can digest food. I want to eat food. I can sleep more than 2.5 hours. I can live free and autonomously with the little amount of money I have. When I was being addicted to those medicines, my monthly bill just for the medicines to kill me, basically, was over 1,000 euros a month. My entire life costs me 300 to 500 euros a month. I would have had to die or go to prison just to be able to afford the meds that were killing me. Western medicine is great for crisis. If you have appendicitis, as I did, you go get surgery. There is no traditional medicine that can cure appendicitis. There never has been. People died from it for centuries. But on the other hand, the first time that my thumbs locked up from trigger finger, every doctor I went to said, we must operate on both my hands, and that the likelihood of success was 40%, that it would probably be overrun by carpal tunnel syndrome, and I'd lose use of my hands and thumbs, which, if I remember my evolution, my thumbs are what make me different from every other animal on this planet. I would not be able to pick up things. I would not be able to hold my axe to cut my wood. I would not be able to drive my car. And so I went to an acupuncturist, which I've done many times in the past. I've used them since I lived in Asia. And one session, I go in, I lie down. Because of my car accidents and the damage I did to my face, they always put them in my face. They always put them in my back. But then she put one in my forearm. And if you've never had acupuncture, it shouldn't hurt. You shouldn't even feel it. But after 15 minutes, I felt this excruciating pain in my forearm, and it felt like it was swelling up to the point that I called her, the acupuncturist, and she pulled the needle out, and it started bleeding. And I was like, oh my God, she screwed up. She said right away, that shows we hit the right spot, that it's been blocked, that the blood was not flowing. I think she's covering. But fine, the rest of me feels good. I go home. My hand locks up that night. And I think, oh my God, what did I do? I damaged my hand forever. And the next morning I wake up and there's no pain in my thumb. And it's moving like it did my whole life. And it has never locked up again. I have complete use of my hands, even though I have critical osteoarthritis, carpal tunnel syndrome. I can use my hands. If not, I couldn't live like this. So I don't waste my time thinking about why it works. I try it. And if it works for my body, then I use it. I don't doubt it first. I just try it. And acupuncture has allowed me to get off NSAIDs for my migraine headaches. Tai Chi, which is just a simple movement that old people do every morning in China. I do every morning while the sun is rising, and it allows my body to move. It allows my hips to articulate. It allows my back to strengthen without any great force or effort. Even my osteopath, who I used to see, when I told him I was doing Tai Chi, said, that is the best medicine you can possibly do. Acupuncture is now being used in every major hospital. The last part of this, which is to use natural medicines that the body will accept as food, as something it doesn't fight or combat, that increases my appetite, that allows me to sleep more than 2.5 hours at a time, that's still completely illegal. It doesn't matter whether it comes from the West, from the East, or whatever. If I'm caught crossing borders with my drops, I go to jail. And I could go to jail for a long time. Which means I could die in jail for something that isn't bothering anybody except taking money from the pharmaceutical companies. On the other hand, I could be addicted to Oxycontin. I could have car accidents like half the people do, or just be out of it forever and not be able to take care of myself alone. I could get on an airplane with my supply. I could go anywhere in the world I want with opioids. And that's completely legal. And I'm not trying to say that the big companies are bad. I don't care. I don't care anymore. But if I am to be able to live, if I am to be able to be a free man, if I'm to be comfortable in the last year of my life, and both of them are supposedly going to kill me, shouldn't I have the right to choose? I didn't know somebody else owned sunlight. I didn't know somebody else owned water that comes out of the ground. And I don't care. I just don't care. I am not asking, and never have asked anything of society. I'm not taking from anybody else. I have left to take care of myself without being a burden on anybody else. Isn't that the ultimate right of every human being? What are they afraid of? And maybe it sounds like I'm trying to make a political statement. Maybe it sounds like I'm trying to, be, I don't know. be one of those crazies. Ultra right-wing, ultra left-wing, greenies, everything like that. I don't give a shit about politics. I left because all of that was what kills me. All of that is what robs me of the right to just decide for myself what I put in my body. And so, yeah, I have to have places to hide things. I have to put fake labels on everything I have in my medical kit. I have to enroll the help of friends and relatives just to get a little bit of peace and comfort in the last year of my life. And that makes me angry. You know, I understand when I used to go buy marijuana on the steps or in the piazza from some drug dealer who gave me crap that probably wasn't even real, that is bad for society. It promotes criminality. It promotes all that. I'm not against putting an end to that. The impact of hard drugs I've seen. There was a period in my life in university when I took LSD and peyote and, mushrooms and everything like that. And I thought I was, opening my mind. And instead, all I did was descend into a pit of dirt and people that just I couldn't trust. When I encountered indigenous shamans for the first time in Mexico, and I did a real peyote trip with 3 days of preparation in the desert, a spiritual trip, that's when I realized how wrong everything I was doing was. I was taking something that was beautiful and natural and usurping it for entertainment and commerce. Sound familiar? I learned that at 21 years of age. What's the problem with society today that they can't learn that? I've never supported recreational drug use. I've never supported people that get other people involved in drugs. In fact, I spent a big part of my life trying to help people get off drugs and alcohol. But when it comes to myself and my pain and my body, I should have the right to choose whether I put in nature's goodness or pharmaceutical preparations. And you know the funny thing about all this, which is really, it just makes me want to laugh today. Half the time, it's not the actual medicine in the capsules and things like that. Most people don't know this, and I didn't know this until I started experiencing it, but even vitamins have to have a transport. So when I take a capsule, it's not the vitamin inside that's affecting me. It's the transport. It's milk-based. I'm lactose intolerant. Or the tincture is alcohol-based. I am an ex-alcoholic. I can't have that. But no matter what, any pre-prepared pill, capsule, or tincture ruins my digestion. Because of everything that's happened, I can't absorb iron through my intestines anymore. I can't absorb all the vitamins I'm supposed to have. For some reason now, after everything that's happened, the only way for me to get healthy intake is either through pure foods, pure herbs, or good food. I get my vitamin D from the sun. I've tried to take it any other form. It doesn't work. I get my vitamin C from fruit. I get my iron from spinach with some sumac and some lemon on it. And I don't need anything from anybody else. I've babbled on too much this morning, but I'm just so fucking pissed off that I don't have the right to take care of myself by myself. Anyways, I don't know. I need to start making more positive commentaries for myself, because these are making me sink into a morass of depression. The point was to live the last few days of my life, not to preach.